What's up guys? I'm Dakota Freeman and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to clean your air filter on your dirt bike. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like it, and let's go ahead and dive in. So today I'm going to be working on my 2013 KTM 350 SXF. The air filter on this bike is actually really easy to get to. I like to clean 2 air filters at a time, putting one of them in a plastic bag to keep it clean until I'm ready for it. So let's go ahead and pop this cover off and start cleaning my air filter. So simply pop that out, pop that out. This entire piece is now free. Now that you can see the air filter, we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing out so we can get this air box cleaned out. We'll clean our filter and replace it. So before I even pull my air filter out, I want to go ahead and put some rubber gloves on. So when I pull the air filter out, I'm going to use this paper towel to stuff inside the hole so no dust or debris gets inside of it while we're cleaning the air filter. Just make sure, pull this out of your air filter box before you put your air filter back in there and crank it up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the air filter out. So this air filter doesn't require any tools to take it out. Depending on your air filter, you may need a 8mm, or it sometimes has a screw bolt on the top here. This is a super simple, boom. Man, this thing is so dirty. Oh my gosh. And just like that, it's out. You can already see just how filthy dirty this is. So now that we got that air filter out of the way, we're simply just gonna replace it with this wad of paper towel right in the air hole. So now everything is nice and safe. There's no dust or debris getting in our air box. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all cleaned out and looking good. So use whatever kind of carburetor cleaner. Today I'm gonna be using an ethanol cleaner just because this is what I have. I'm gonna use a paper towel to wipe this out. So now let's go ahead and get both of our air filters clean so we can go ahead and get it back in here. My air filter is still on the air filter box. I'm just gonna simply pull this off, just like that. So to clean this out, I'm gonna use the same spray that I used on the inside of my air box. It just simply removes the dust and debris from this, so we start completely fresh and brand new. I like to clean that last, right before I put it all back together. This is why we are cleaning our air filter. Both of these are really dirty. The inside, however, is nice and clean. If you ever see dirt on the inside of these, you really need to start cleaning these a lot more often. I tend to clean my air filter after every 2 rides, and now I'm gonna go ahead and clean my air filters so I can put them back in my bike all nice and new again and be ready to ride. So I'm gonna use gasoline whenever I clean my air filters. You can get any other type of cleaner as well. I found this works the best. However, it does deteriorate your foam filters, so after years and years of doing this, you're gonna have to get a couple new ones as the foam gets older over time. So right now, I'm just working my way around the edge of this filter, pulling off any dirt and grime that I can get off. I'm kind of using my hands to scrub the filter. This will get any type of mud that's really caked on. So right as I'm getting finished with the outside of my air filter, I like to turn it inside out to where you can see the inside and what's actually going into your motorcycle. I want to do a final rinse on the inside just to pull all that dirt that I might have moved around when I'm washing the air filter. And one last wash of this, it'll be clean and ready to start drying. So I just finished getting this air filter all cleaned up. It's looking great. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my other one. Same thing, I'm just gonna work my way around this air filter right now. A couple pieces of dirt on the inside, I'll pick those out. The inside of this one, however, looks really clean. So I just got both of my air filters all cleaned up. Now they just need to dry. So you can already see how much cleaner these air filters are. Keeping this thing clean is gonna give your bike more horsepower and keep your bike running longer over time. I'm gonna let these just sit here for a moment and dry out. While this is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing clean. So I've been letting these dry for probably about 15 minutes. I'm gonna take one last look around and make sure I got all the dirt out of here. So now that this is clean, both of my air filters are clean, my air box is clean, I'm gonna go ahead and oil up my air filters. The oil is what is gonna catch the dirt. The dust is getting pulled into the filter, but the oil is actually what catches it. So you don't have to go too heavy with the oil. You just want a good even coat. Normally I don't put it on the inside of the filter. I will, however, put a little bit on this edge around, and I'll also grease that later. Just use your hands and really work that oil in and get it spread all around. You may see a couple spots that you missed that don't have quite as much oil on it. Just go ahead and use this time to re-hit those places. But you don't want too much oil to where it's dripping or anything like that. As you can see, it was a dry filter, and after I sprayed it, now it just has that oil coating it, but it's not wet. And using your hand to just work that oil in will get it deep into the filter, catching all the dirt that you possibly can. Always inspect the inside of these after you've cleaned them, and just make sure that no dirt has popped back inside. So now that my filter is all oiled up nicely, I would like to apply just the smallest amount of grease around the inside of my filter. Just like everything else, you really don't need that much. This is just a little bit stronger, and the dirt, sometimes you'll see that it might try to seep in under here. I just like to give it as much protection as I possibly can, so that way I don't take the chance of getting any dirt or anything in my motor. So there we go. This thing is nice and dry, coating of oil on the outside, a little bit of oil on the inside of this. I worked it all in, and then I came back and applied just a small layer of grease to the inside of this. Make sure the inside under these flaps are all clean, like right there, there's a piece of dirt. Pick that out of there, that's gonna get in your motor. So now that I've made my full walkthrough and this is inspected, it's clean, it's time to put this back in the bike. I'm gonna take this nice clean filter and put it back on my cage, which I had just cleaned. I did let this air out, so it's all dry. Make sure everything is lined up correctly. This one has a few little pins that you just pin it across. I like to take this time to make sure that the whole thing is gonna fit properly whenever you get it on there, and there's no gaps or holes in the filter. It looks really good. So before I put my air filter in, I'm gonna take my grease and go around where the air filter is gonna sit, and where I greased my air filter and where the grease is gonna be in here, they're really gonna adhere to each other, making a solid bond and not allowing for any dirt or moisture to make its way through. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of grease here and work my way around where this is gonna sit. So once I've put the grease on, I'll actually take a finger that's clean and go back over it and pull off some of the excess. So I have my clean air filter right here, and it's all oiled up. I already put on the cage that's gonna cover the air box, and the air box is all nice and clean. So as I told you, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is remove the napkins or whatever cloth we put in our air box to keep dust from going in. Let's get that out of there. So make sure you pull that out right now. Boom. Do one last wipe down of the inside just to make sure we get all the dust and dirt out of here. So I just double checked and there's no napkins or cloth inside of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my air filter in. I like to make sure it lines up all the way around by pressing on the basket and giving it a little wiggle. You'll feel it wiggle into place. Everything is nice and secure, and on my KTM it has no bolts required to hold my air filter. Just push this tab down and over that bar. That's gonna hold my air filter in place, and it's time to put my cover back on and get this thing ready to ride. I just finished up with my bike and it is ready to go. We're ready to go do some more dirt bike and wheelies. So now I wanna go ahead and oil this filter up. Once around the inside of this, and then take all that oil and just work it in. So now I just got this oiled up. I'm gonna throw a quick layer of grease around the inside and we're done. I'll just take little bits and kind of dot it in spaces, and then take that and do the same thing that you did before. So now my air filter's all oiled up and I've greased around the inside ring. Make sure there's no dirt crumbs just hanging out. A couple little pieces there. use your hand, or if you have an air nozzle, knock all that out. It's all insided out and it looks great. So now that I have inspected my air filter, take my plastic bag, boom, and there we go. This air filter is oiled and ready to just pop in my bike. All right, now your air filter's cleaned and you're ready to get back out on the trail. So if you liked this video, make sure you drop some comments down below and let me know how it helped you out. I'm Dakota Freeman, and I'll see you in the next video. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified every time I make new content. After that, you can watch my next video right here. Go ahead, click on it. I'll see you guys over there.